depends what is the end result. If we're seeing that business will pick up in coming 3-4 months, that's one. If we know that all our employees are high performers, which I doubt, not because we're doing a bad job, because when we're working, we don't have the time to really always have high performers. If we're on a skeleton and on a skeleton mode, and all our employees are high performers, yes, it would be better to cut down. But every time you look, if you look deep and you look down at the HR structure of any company, at any point in time, you can remove 10 to 15%. At any point in time. Because look, once we're working, once a team is working, at the beginning, they need time to learn how to do the job and how to become perfect at it. But once it's done, it became routine. I mean, even in our job, let's look at, in my career, in my 20 years career in the corporate, I never stayed in one job. I stayed for 4 years, one role. But other than that, it was 3 years, 3 years, 3 years. Why? Because on the second year, I have trained my team well. I started getting bored. I started trying to do things that are not within my role, you know? So, and that put me in a place where, okay, whenever there is a new role, and that's why I was given the opportunity to start the training department at one of the companies. I was an HR manager, and they told me, okay, we need a training department to cover the whole international. So you need to start it. And believe me, I didn't know anything about training at that time. But then I jumped into the opportunity and learned as I go. Because after a couple of years, yeah, you will do 80% of what needs to be done in the first year or two. Then it's tweaking. And most of the time, the team will know how to do it. They don't need our presence. Yeah, yes, that's unfortunately part of the cost of a crisis. Now, the only thing that can be done is to try to find what are the least damaging competencies that I'm willing to lose. I know that sometimes company owners and CEOs, they come, okay, get me the highest salary and let's start cutting from there, or the lowest salary in every department. It doesn't work this way. I mean, what we need to look is, okay, what every person we're letting go, what is the competency that we're losing? We will lose some, and replacement of these people will have will need a lot of impact. But what if we look at it from a slightly different perspective? I've never seen a company that has 100% high performance people. Even if they have the skill, they might not have the attitude that's needed. And we all know by now that it's not the skill that we're looking, it's the attitude. So I'd rather keep the attitude and then remove the skill. Skill we can recruit always. So if you look at it as an opportunity to clean up the company from the bad apple. This is the guy who did the iProfile did. This is what the guy who used the iProfile during the crisis to do. And now, once you remove the bad apple and you want to bring new apple, use the right tool to get the right apple. Definitely, it will take some time and energy and these, but again, there are tools out there that can help you make sure that you get the right person. Look, I know that you've all worked in recruitment and this, and I know that everyone agrees with me. It's not the skills that we recruit for. Actually, I've worked with HR managers. I have recruited HR managers back in from 99 till probably 2000. I have recruited one who was a salesman of ice cream. I mean, not a salesman, but I mean, he was not selling ice cream on the street. No, but he was he was working for a distribution of company that sells ice cream, and he was the sales manager there. I have recruited one who was a showroom manager for a furniture company. And these guys are now GMs of major companies in the GCC, GMs HR. They didn't have any HR background, no HR skills at all. They had people skills, yes, but they had the right attitude. And most of them, what they did, once they became into HR, once they learned the ropes from me on how to become a successful HR, they went and got these nice certifications, you know, you put here, the CIPD, the PHR, you know, SPHR, all of these things. These are nice things to have, but these do not change your career. It's good for interviews with people. You say, I'm SPHR or PHR. I'm not attacking the content. I'm attacking you acquire the skill either by doing it, or by learning from someone who has done it, or by studying. From my experience, I've had my MBA, I've attended London Business School, INSEAD, I've done all the courses. The ones that really changed me, transformed me, are the ones that I took with someone who has done it. The ones I took with people who didn't have so much credentials in front of their name. Look, when I took the economics and with the London Business School with one professor of economics, he was great. I can tell you. I mean, he was talking economics like to the bone. I learned a lot of concepts and theories. But again, when I took communication from a person, I don't know if he has any degree in communication, but he's a perfect communicator. I learned much more about practical things that I could use.